Hey Launch Techers, it is Tracy from Launch Tech Made Easy, and I'm glad that you're able to join me today. I'm going to talk a little bit today about building your list and getting a list online. And certainly at the end, if you have any questions, go ahead and type them in, and I'll get to them after we talk a little bit about list building, because I know it can be kind of a complicated process for some people to understand, especially at first. I remember the first time that I tried to build a list, it did not go well. I got everything hooked up that I thought was supposed to be hooked up, and I clicked the test button and nothing happened. I mean, nothing happened. And I thought, oh my gosh, why did this happen? Or why isn't this working? And so I decided, oh, okay, well, I forgot a step. So then I went and hooked that step up, and I clicked the button, and again, nothing happened. So I thought, there at the time, all I wanted was for somebody to help me figure out how to put all the pieces together. Sure, I understood why building a list was important, and I understood that I needed to be marketing to this list, and I understood all of the marketing pieces. What I didn't understand was how to actually set the darn thing up. So that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today. And at the end, I will, in the comments field, I'll put a link to a freebie that I have for you. It's called the Technology Roadmap, and it will walk you right through all the steps that I'm going to go over right now. So you'll be able to find that on my Facebook page at facebook.com. Launch Tech Made Easy. If you're just joining us, I am Tracy, and today we're going to talk about the tech pieces to getting a list set up online. And it really, the first time, it's a little bit tricky. It's sort of like learning to ride a bike. The first time you just got to get used to how to do it, and then after that, it becomes a lot easier. The first thing that you need when you're setting up your email list online, and that's what I mean by a list, is a list of email customers that love your content and are dying to hear from you. You need to start by choosing an email service provider. Now, I know that's a big, long phrase. I usually shorten it to just ESP. And an email service provider is how you're going to communicate with your clients. It's the way that you will send out newsletters, you'll send out emails. As you get more technical, you'll be doing things like segmenting lists, and you can have really pretty emails, lots of HTML and graphics in them, or you can just do plain text emails. Some of the more common email service providers that you may have heard of are MailChimp is a big one. Constant Contact's another big one. And Constant Contact and MailChimp are actually two that I don't recommend that you use. Sorry about that. But there's a variety of reasons for it, and certainly if anyone is specifically wondering about those two, go ahead and pop a question in there and I can address that a little more. What you're looking for in an email service provider is one where you're able to really work with lists, move people from one list to another, send out confirmation notifications where if they don't confirm the first time, you can send them a reminder to confirm. That's a really cool service that GetResponse has. GetResponse is one that I do highly recommend. You also want to know that your emails are getting through to your customers, and so you want to make sure that you have that the ESP you choose has high deliverability rates. Aweber has great deliverability rates. So those are the types of things that you want to be looking for. Now, when you're trying to decide between one or the other, the best thing to do is to sign up for a few free trials. Get in there, fool around with it, set up a few lists, play with it. Send yourself a few test emails. See how easy it is, because some of them are going to be more intuitive to you than to others. So like I moved from Aweber to GetResponse. I love GetResponse. There are some people who prefer Aweber. Some people have ActiveCampaign. There's a whole bunch of different choices out there. To make this really, really easy for you, I've put together a comparison guide, and I will put a link to that below in the comments as well, so that you can look at the email providers that I recommend for especially a business that's just starting out. Not everything is on the list. You'll see that, like I said, GetResponse or MailChimp and Constant Contact are not on there, and that's because those are just two that I don't recommend for beginning list building. So that's your email service provider. Now you may wonder why you actually need an email service provider, and you may not realize it, but it actually is illegal to be sending business emails from a personal email account. So if you have a Gmail account or Hotmail, or maybe you're still back on AOL, sending business emails from that account is illegal. And even though you probably can get away with it for a little while, at some point it's going to cause you some big headaches and will probably get you blacklisted. And blacklisting is every bit as bad as it sounds and is a real mess to straighten out. So just protect yourself. Don't send business emails from your personal email account. Find an email service provider that you like and are comfortable with. It's going to cost you a few bucks every month. Most of them allow you to scale up, so as your list grows, you'll pay more money, which tends to work out okay. But that's the best way to go about emailing your clients and customers. Okay, so that's the first thing you need. Now, the second thing you're going to need is landing page software. And again, there's many choices out there. I prefer Lead Pages. That's my recommendation for someone who is just starting out. And it's because Lead Pages is not only very easy to use, it does have its quirks. Every program does, so there is a little bit of a learning curve to it. But there is a drag and drop feature. Once you know how to use it, it's quite intuitive and it makes sense. And you can change colors easily and plop in your graphics and do things like that. But the really cool thing about Lead Pages is that you can also sort all of their templates by conversion rates. Lost the word there. By conversion rate. So if you want to know that your email or your landing page is really going to convert, you can just pick one that they have already laid out for you, and you just put your own information in. And that's very, very handy and very easy when you're first getting started. And because of that, there's not a lot of customization available with Lead Pages because they really focus on the conversion rate. And they know that if you start messing around with it too much, the moving things around and changing things is going to affect that. So I recommend Lead Pages. You can also use Lead Pages for your opt-in form. And there are templates for all of their landing pages, and there's templates for the opt-in forms. You can also have opt-in forms that are connected right to your landing page, and it's already set up that way. So that's a really cool system. So your opt-in form is where people will actually enter in their email address. Now, my recommendation, I've tried it a few different ways. My recommendation is that when you are setting up your opt-in form, that you don't ask for any more information than just an email address. Some people ask for first name. Some people ask for a lot more than that. But the more that you ask for in terms of information, actually the fewer people are going to fill out your opt-in form. And the reality is, even when you ask just for first name, people either don't read it and they put their full name in there, or they put a fake name in there, or they put some kind of weird character like an ampersand or a period or whatever in there. So the reason that you're asking them for their first name is so you can personalize the emails and say, Dear Tracy, instead of I always start mine with hey or hi. I don't put the first name field in there because if they have populated that field with an ampersand, that email is going to go out, hey, ampersand, which looks totally fake and completely blows the illusion that you're actually writing just to them. Now, I don't know that anybody really thinks that you're writing only to them, but it really looks tacky when you have like a weird ampersand, or instead of saying hey Tracy, it says hey Tracy Scheuer test 1 2 3 or whatever people stick in there. A lot of times people in the first name field will put something in there so they can track to see if you're selling their name to a list. Another competitor. And so they'll put something in there like Tracy, Launch Tech Made Easy, and then they'll know that if that name shows up on somebody else's list, that Tracy at Launch Tech Made Easy sold the name. So I just got sick of going through and editing out all those first names and making sure they were legitimate, and so I just got rid of it. So on the opt-in form, my tip is just to collect email, unless you really need, if you're holding a class and you need to be able to get a hold of the person, if the class cancels or something, then you might want to ask for a phone number or something else. But other than that, I would just stick with email. So you've got your email service provider, your ESP is chosen. You've got your landing page and opt-in software, which I suggest Lead Pages. There's other programs out there. There's, ClickFunnels and some different ones. So you want to take a look at that. And you've got your landing page, which is all the really great, juicy information that that's compelling people to sign up for your list, for your free offer, or to buy something from you. So you've got your landing page and then your opt-in form to collect their email address. The final thing you need is a reason for them to sign up. Because, years and years ago, I think it probably worked out, I say that like the internet isn't, less than 20 years old, but it used to work for people to just put a box on their website that said, sign up for tips and newsletters or something like that. And people would do that, because it was fun. And getting new email was a cool thing. But today, people really protect their email addresses. They want to make sure that whatever they sign up for is going to benefit them and be very, very valuable. It's sort of like, you go to like a big convention or a conference or something and people want your phone number, and most people won't give away a phone number very easily. Well, it used to be that they would give away their email address, and so they aren't really doing that anymore. So you want whatever you're offering them to be very, very valuable. But here's the thing. You don't want the freebie that you develop to build your list to be so complicated that it's going to take you a really long time to put it together, or so complicated that it's going to take them a really long time to implement it. You want a quick win for them, and you want something that you can get started and set up really fast. So maybe you have an article that you've written that people really, really love. Or maybe you have a quick checklist or a cheat sheet, or you can put one together very, very quickly. And then send it out to Fiverr. Get it designed so it looks a little fancy if you can't do that on your own, and be done with it. Just get it out there. This shouldn't be a long mini course or a big podcast or a fancy video. It should be something quick and easy so that you can start building your list. So then the way this whole process will work is you will have your freebie, and you'll have a URL so people can get to your freebie. And then you'll take that URL and maybe you'll run a Facebook ad. Maybe you will advertise it on Google, or you'll put it on your business cards, or you'll just start sending it out to people via email. And when they get to that freebie, they're going to first go to the URL where your landing page is, see your really awesome landing page with all your great information, and think, oh, I really want whatever it is she's offering. They'll give you their name and email address, and after they do that, they will be automatically added to your email service provider list. And then, after they've confirmed, because we all do double opt-in, don't forget to do double opt-in, they will automatically get the freebie. And just a quick word about double opt-in, that means that they will get an email that they will have to go to click to confirm that they want to be on your list. I always recommend double opt-in, and if you scroll through my Facebook feed below, you'll see a whole video on why I like double opt-in. But here's the straight and narrow. You put a lot of work into this freebie, right? I mean, even if it was something that was quick to put together, at some point you put a lot of work into it. Don't give it away to just any Tom, Dick, or Harry that comes flashing by. You want to give it to somebody who is committed enough that they are going to give you their email address and interact with you. Click on the link and really take an active role in getting themselves on your list. Because if they aren't going to do that, if they're just going to grab your freebie and run, then they probably aren't going to be somebody that's going to be a really good addition to your list. There's a lot of statistics that show that people who don't click and double opt in generally don't interact at any point on your list. So they're just kind of taking up space and taking your free content. So I always recommend double opt-in. So those are the steps to building your list online. You need your ESP, your landing page software, where you can set up your landing page and your opt-in form, and then you need your freebie. If you'd like those steps broken down for you a little bit more, make sure you check out the link that I'll post right below this in the comment section to get the technology roadmap, and then I'll also stick a link in there for the email service provider comparison, which will kind of help you choose which email service provider might be the right one for you. If you have any questions, be sure to pop them into the area right underneath this video, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.